Hi everyone, my name is Joanne, and I'm going to take you through a short joint opening practice. We want to open our joints to eliminate stagnation so the energy and circulation can flow freer, which will allow the joints to become a little more healthy and hopefully a little more comfortable. Let's start by just grounding, so feeling your feet on the floor. I like having my feet a little bit wider. You can bring your gaze down or close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. So it's nice to start any practice by bringing the energy down, and closing the eyes is useful if it's comfortable for you because it allows us a little more access to the felt sense in the body. We have more awareness around the sensations, and we just don't have it as much when our eyes are open and exposed to the light, because the light is probably one of the most stimulating things for the nervous system. So if you're able to close your eyes, then go ahead and do that. We're going to keep the knees soft throughout the practice, maybe tuck the pelvis slightly. Turning the corners of the mouth up. That's going to help your brain. And we'll start with focusing on the neck today. So let's bring the chin down so that the chin is just hovering above the collarbone. And allow the weight of the head to gently stretch the back of the neck. Now, if you'd like, you can begin to swoop the right ear towards the right shoulder, and then bring the chin down to center and swoop the left ear towards the left shoulder. And now you have this swooping movement going from side to side. Always paying attention to your neck and how the neck is behaving, because we want to make sure that there's no crunching or grinding. I, in particular, am not a fan of that. Others might disagree, but that's my personal opinion. So you can do what feels best for you based on your experience and how you feel about sensation in your body. Then begin to make circles. Really lift out of the top of your head. Now, this is often where that crunching and grinding that I was referencing becomes apparent. It helps to lift the head up, but if you feel that grinding, you can continue with the swooping of the head from side to side if that's comfortable for your neck. And then when the chin comes down, we're going to go the other way. Slow is best in this particular instance. We'll do most things slow today, with the exception of the next move we're going to do, which is going to be a little bit faster. But generally speaking, moving slower is ideal for the nervous system. The nervous system can be more responsive and less reactive. And then come down, bring your head back up, and then drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Push away with the left hand, accentuating that stretch. And then bring your head back up to center. You're going to drop the left ear towards the left shoulder and gently push away with your right hand, opening up the right side. We hold a lot of emotional stuff in the neck and shoulders, so it's always nice to do a little bit around the head. But this is going to be a shorter practice today, so we're not going to spend too much time here. Join me for another practice where we will. And then come back up to center. And let's get into the hands. And this is the one movement where we're going to move a little quicker. And you're going to open and close the hands because it's good to exercise the hands in this way, but you do want to keep it controlled. So don't allow it to be chaotic and crazy and out of control. Keep it controlled and intentional. And imagine that you're just flicking water off your hands. You're just flicking water. Getting into the joints of the fingers. This is a great way to work the hands and the fingers. And because we have so many nerve endings in the hands, it allows the hands to be awake. And we have big energy centers in the palms of the hands, which, as we open them, can help things release from the body, in particular the heart. And we tend to hold a lot of stagnation around the heart as well. Good. Release that effort. Just notice the hands for a moment. They might feel a little more alive. You might feel some tingling, some warmth. And that's the energy beginning to flow and open up the hands, getting into the tissues, into the bones, into the joints. And then let's get into the wrists. Bring the hands forward. Point the fingers down intentionally. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale. Fingers turn up and we're going to lower them down. So moving with your breath, inhaling the hands up, exhale, we lower. Take your time. Feel it the whole way. Allow the muscles in the arms to be engaged. That's good for the bones and good for the muscles too. That compression we do when we engage the muscles through muscular energy is really useful to keep the tissues healthy, because when we release that compression, then the energy and circulation flows freely. And hands come up to the heart, point the fingers towards each other. Inhale as you bring the arms out, maybe heart comes forward. Exhale, heels of the hand come together, maybe a rounding of the back. So a little rolling of the spine. Taking your time, keeping the feet really rooted and grounded. Maybe adding that little spinal undulation piece of it, if you'd like. A couple more. And then come together and then lower the hands. Let's bring the hands to the shoulders, and we're going to do big circles with our elbows, squeezing and releasing the shoulder blades just to eliminate any stickiness in the upper back. So bring the elbows together where you're pulling those blades away on the upper back, and then down and back. When you bring the elbows back, we squeeze the blades, heart comes forward a little bit. So sometimes we're so busy that getting to the practice, especially one of the longer ones, is a pretty big commitment. But if you have just 20 minutes, you can do something like this, which is going to add so much vitality to your body, to the tissues in your body. So if you have just 20 minutes to do a joint opening practice, if that's all you have to offer, that's perfect. And you should, congratulate yourself. We often don't give self-care its due. It's hard. And then change direction. But moving just a little bit every day is going to allow the body to feel better and become healthier, and gives you a moment to step away from the busyness of the mind, the chaos, and just focus on movement and breath. A couple more. And if this ever becomes too much, you can always just wait and pause in a mountain pose, waiting for the next movement if this becomes too fatiguing for you. And then release the arms down by your side. Check in with the shoulders. They might feel a little more alive, a little more awake. Just noticing what there is to notice. Let's do a little more work on the shoulders. Take your left hand, place it on your belly. We're going to bring the right arm forward with a soft bend. We're going to engage the muscles around the bone. Once again, muscular energy. And we're going to make big, giant circles, like you're karate chopping as you come forward. If you want, you can change the range of motion, because the shoulder has a lot of variability about how we can move it. You can internally and externally rotate the hand, changing the intention of the movement and the target area. What part of the shoulder do you want to access? The shoulder is a very shallow joint, so we need to take care of it. The shoulder girdle can be kind of complicated, where if we have an issue, sometimes the issue isn't where we feel the pain. It can be with another part of the shoulder girdle. My chiropractor tells me that it is like the criminal is silent and the victim screams. So it takes a little unwinding sometimes to determine what the issue is, and then reverse, go the other way. And I've had my share of shoulder issues, but I've avoided surgery thanks to good PT work. good medical information, working with my doctors in collaboration to heal things, and then making, the appropriate choices for me. So getting a diagnosis is always, to me, the best medicine, because then at least I have the information I need to make my choices. So if you're not sure, just go get a diagnosis. It'll save you a lot of suffering, just knowing. And then finish, right hand on the belly. Let's do the left arm, big circles. Like you're karate chopping forward and bringing the arm way behind you to get into that upper chest area, the lung meridian, the heart meridian. So engaging the muscles is going to help us. Sometimes there's a little tremoring when we do these types of movements, and that's just a little release. Those of you who know me know I'm a fan of the tremoring. We're making big circles. And let's do 2 more, going in this direction. And then we'll backstroke, so reverse. We could spend a lot of time on the shoulders, and sometimes in my live classes I do. We get out the strap, we get busy, and then the shoulders feel like butter at the end. Take your time, just a couple more. And then release the arms by your side. Check in with the shoulders, check in with the hands. You might feel the energy moving up and down the arms, from the shoulders to the hands to the shoulders. Feel your feet, notice your breath. Make sure that we're still connected. And then let's move on to the hips. Hands on your hips if you'd like. Big circles. Big, giant circles. So I like doing work with the hips. It's really helped my spine and SI joints become a little looser, lubricated. And because we tend to hold a lot of stickiness and stagnation in the lower abdomen, or in the entire abdomen really, and the pelvis, this has really helped loosen that stagnation. If it hurts your back, you can pull the belly in. I tend to do that just because I have some low back stuff and it feels a little more comfortable. And then let's change the direction once we come forward, and we'll go the other way. So the knees are soft. If you find that your back is compromised, then you can make the circles a little smaller and definitely pull the belly in to support the back. A few more times. And then finish. And release your hands. Let's step the feet together. Bend your knees. Keep your back straight to protect the back. Place your hands on your knees and let's do some knee circles. And then change the direction so you're going the other way. And you might notice as we've been moving the joints that we're not just impacting the target area. The body's one integrated system. So you will likely feel this in some of the other joints. And then we'll finish up, come up to standing. So this will take a little balance to get to the ankles. So if you need to hold on to something, you can hold on to a wall or hold on to a chair. Or if you want to practice some balancing as we get into the ankles, you can just bring your arms out to the side. Have a soft bend in your right knee. Bring the left leg up and then circle the ankle. So double benefit here because we get to practice a little bit of balance. Balance is like one of the first things to go. And then as we age, and then that's why sometimes elderly people fall, because they lose their balance. And then change the direction. So you're going the other way. Focusing on a point can help with your balance. Good, shake it out. Other side. Balancing on the left foot, arms out to the side. And circling. And we'll change the direction. So we're going the other way. Always have to do both sides. Keep things in balance. And then lower your foot down, shake out your legs. And now we'll get into the spine. So we're going to do some spinal undulation where we kind of roll the spine forward and back, coming into a forward fold as we do it. So keeping the belly in is going to be more supportive to your back. I like starting with the hands on my hips, and then eventually I release the hands. So we'll all inhale together. Exhale, bend your knees, send the hips back, coming down with a flat back. And then just as the belly lands on the thighs, press into your heels and roll the spine back up on the inhale. Exhaling, we come forward. And then on the inhale, we roll the spine back up. Take your time. Belly is in. And we're opening up what I consider probably the most important part of the whole practice, getting into the spine. Getting into the nervous system, the spinal fluid. Let's do 2 more going in this direction. Exhaling forward. Inhale, rounding up. And then 1 more. Coming down with a flat back. And then inhaling up with a round back. So we'll change that, and instead of coming down with the flat back, we're going to actually roll down, starting with the head and the cervical spine. So keeping this as honest as you can, rolling all the way down, of course on the exhale. On the inhale, coming forward with the head and the heart, coming all the way up. Good. Rolling down. On the exhale. And then inhale, coming up with the head, coming all the way up. Let's do a few more. Exhale down. Inhale, coming up. 2 more. Last one. And when you come up this last time, just pausing, arms by your side, checking in with the spine, maybe closing your eyes. We have 1 more thing left. Want to move, now that we move the spine kind of forward and back, and that undulation, now we're going to get into the side body. So maybe separate your feet a little bit wider, bring your arms out to the side like airplane arms. Turn your right palm up, roll the fingers in one at a time, making a fist. Bend your elbow, lower the left arm, drop left ear towards left shoulder, and then slide that right hand over the right ear. Inhale, come up. You can bring the head up last. Left hand goes up. We roll, we bend, lower right hand, slide left hand over left ear, and then inhale back up, taking your time, alternating sides. getting into the sides of the ribs, getting into the spine a little bit more, opening up all that space so our lungs have more capacity, the heart has more capacity. And let's do one more to each side. And we'll finish up on the left. And then lower the arms by your side. Let's just step the feet together, hands on the belly. Find your breath, gazes down, our eyes are closed. Doing one final check-in, checking in with the heart, checking in with the breath and the nervous system. Seeing what arises here. And then let's inhale the arms out and up. Palms touch above your head. On the exhale, lower the hands in front of your heart. We'll bow down towards our heart with gratitude for the practice and with gratitude for our bodies and all of the things we get to do in our bodies. And may any merits from our practice today benefit ourselves and all beings everywhere. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you check out some of my other classes, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.